The key to becoming wealthy is utilizing leverage thinking. Is creating assets from scratch really that difficult? First, let me tell you a story that is quite strange but true. A programmer from the US named Bob with a salary of $250,000 per year. However, in the year 2012, his company discovered an unusual activity. The internal system had login logs from China using Bob's account and password. Initially, the company thought they were being hacked. But after an extensive investigation, the truth was revealed. There was no hacker at all. Bob himself had hired a Chinese programmer with a salary of $50,000 a year to do his work. This meant that Bob barely had to do anything and still earned $200,000 a year. Although this behavior violated company regulations, if we think deeper about the logic behind it, we will see that Bob utilized a tool called leverage. Before we explore further, don't forget to follow the channel to learn more truths about money and help you quickly achieve financial freedom. Welcome, everyone. There are legal and compliant methods to use leverage to create assets. In physics, Archimedes once said, "Give me a fulcrum and a lever long enough, and I can lift the whole earth." In the field of assets, today I will suggest a book to you, which is The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. The Vietnamese title is Naval Ravikant, To Be Wealthy and Happy. This will be a precious resource providing some leverage tools to help you create assets. In this book, Naval argues that we should not divide people into rich and poor, high class or low class anymore. Instead, modern society should be divided into two groups, those who know how to use leverage and those who don't. So who is Naval, and what ways of creating assets did he provide? Who is Naval? Naval was born into a poor family in India and immigrated to the US when he was just 9 years old. Like many other immigrants, his family had no money. When young, he even had to work under the table in restaurants to make a living. Because the security situation in New York back then was not good, his mother required him to only go to the library. So every day he only moved between home and the library. At 21, he graduated from Dartmouth, a prestigious university. By the age of 27, he became a founding partner of the venture capital fund August Capital. Naval successfully invested in many startups like Twitter and Uber, earning him the nickname the Godfather of Silicon Valley. What he is best at is how to create assets from scratch. Naval once said that if one day he lost everything and was left on the streets of any English-speaking country, he believed that within 5 to 10 years he would become wealthy again. He is a thinker and often shares his views on assets and life on Twitter, quickly attracting the attention of many young people. These thoughts have been collected in the book The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Naval's attitude towards assets. Naval believes that pursuing assets does not conflict with maintaining ethics, and assets bring you and your family a freer and happier life. To Naval, money and assets are two different concepts. The difference between money and assets. What is the nature of money? According to Naval, money is an IOU that society writes to you. When you contribute to society, society will pay you in the form of this IOU, which is money. Understanding that money is just an IOU, what do we need to do? Clearly, the only way is to create more value for society, to receive more IOUs back. So what are assets? Assets are things that can generate money even while you are sleeping. For example, a house for rent is considered an asset because even when you sleep, the house still brings income to you. Shares in a company are also assets because even if you sleep, the company still operates and generates profit. If you write a song and others use that song, you will receive royalties. That is your asset. An author writing a book
can receive royalties every year without needing to work. That is also an asset. These things are income after sleep, meaning income continues even when you are sleeping. How to find your source of income after sleep. The key to wealth is to productize yourself. Naval says that creating wealth is a skill, and if it is a skill, it can be learned. What is the key to this skill? It is productizing yourself. There are two important keywords here, yourself and productization. Regarding yourself, it is important to find your own uniqueness. If you can be easily replaced, you have no uniqueness. Uniqueness is the ability to find your interests and capabilities and develop them into core competencies. At any stage of life, your goal should be to constantly enhance your own uniqueness and capabilities instead of seeking promotions and pay raises. So what is productization? Productization is finding leverage effects to increase the value from your abilities. For example, writing a book is a key productization of your thoughts to share with others.
A consultant provides services to different clients every day and collects consulting fees. That is not yet productization. But if that person records their knowledge in video format and opens a membership service for anyone who needs it, that is productization. This is indeed income after sleep. When pursuing assets, we need to ask ourselves two questions. First, is this truly what I want to do? Second, have I productized it? If you can resolve these two questions, you will have the ability to create assets. Let's analyze how to execute these two things in detail. Finding your talent. Finding your own talent is the way to become yourself. Naval says that specific knowledge cannot be taught, but it can be learned. How to understand this saying? One cannot just listen to a course and immediately learn how to create assets. Learning here means you must practice, experience, and explore. A mentor can lead you to the right path, but progress depends on you. For example, thinking about assets can spark thoughts to help you find opportunities, but ultimately whether you can turn that into reality depends on your own reflection and effort. No one can understand you better than yourself in the journey of becoming yourself. If you only think about becoming someone else, just imitating, then your road to assets will face many obstacles. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, once said that entrepreneurship is not following an existing path. If you see others doing something, avoid following them. You must discover a path of your own. Every successful startup project is an original creation. Even if two companies look alike and belong to the same industry, in reality, the content of what they do can be completely different. That is creativity in business. When choosing a career, the most important thing is to find your passion instead of just paying attention to the salary level. A high salary means you are paying with your time, and that shows you do not have assets yet because there is no income after sleep. Naval suggests that you should pay attention to the latest technology because these technologies will bring new products and development opportunities. Take the example of plastic bags. Perhaps now you don't consider it a technology, but when plastic bags first came out, they were an achievement of chemical technology. If you could build a factory producing plastic bags at that time, you certainly would have become rich because no one else could do it. Only you could find your own path. How did Li Ka-shing start his business? He started by selling plastic flowers, which at that time were considered high-tech products. This shows that high-tech has a diffusion process, and when it becomes popular and is no longer high-tech, you will no longer make money from it. Therefore, if you want to make money, you need to continuously monitor the most advanced technologies and how they can be applied. How to discover personal specific knowledge. You need to dig deep into your field. As you continue to dig deep, eventually you will create something new. That is your passion. This requires you to become a lifelong learner, constantly thinking and exploring, and eventually you will achieve success. Personal talent always lies at the edge of knowledge. where you discover new things from the passion within. To become wealthy, the most important skill is to become a lifelong learner. Even professors and PhDs cannot take you to the edge of knowledge. That must be a self-journey where you go through loneliness and persistence to reach the limits of knowledge. Become a brave, solitary person, constantly thinking and exploring. Finally, you will find your own path. Naval says that whether it is about assets, relationships, or knowledge, we must believe in the power of compound interest. Improving 1% every day, after a year, there will be a significant change. When you read many books, reading the next books will be easier. That is the power of compound interest. Similarly, in relationships and finances, you also need to believe in the power of compound interest and have foresight. The compound interest effect is not clear in the short term, but in the long run, it can create miracles. Therefore, whether investing or making friends, we all must look far ahead. Finding yourself and utilizing leverage. After finding yourself, the next step is to utilize leverage. There are three main types of leverage that help create assets. Number one, labor leverage. This is the type of leverage that Bob used in the opening story, or how Tesla car manufacturing factories operate. It is based on using the labor of many people to amplify the company's assets. If the cost of outsourcing a job is lower than the income it brings, you can consider outsourcing. Number two, capital leverage. For example, a fund manager with a great reputation in the finance industry can easily raise tens of billions of dollars to manage or invest for others. This is capital leverage. Number three, technology leverage. Zero marginal cost of replication. This is the newest and also the most important type of leverage. It includes products like source code, media, books, recordings, and patents. Microsoft grew thanks to the way Bill Gates wrote code and turned the Windows operating system into software that could be copied and edited with a cost of nearly zero. Writing code, writing books, creating videos, courses, posting on Twitter, or filming videos does not require you to interact with others, but can help you amplify the fruits of your labor. How does a writer make money? A writer can write a book and copy it infinitely, continuously selling it on the market and ceaselessly creating income for themselves. These are the three types of leverage that create assets. So how to combine with your personal circumstances to find asset leverage? Asset leverage finding method. Next, let's see how to find our own asset leverage. To find asset leverage, the first thing is not to chase trends, but to find your passion. Whatever you do, take your passion as the premise rather than just caring about the money goal. Naval is a loyal fan of the Tao Te Ching. He says that the less you desire something, the less you worry and obsess, thereby easily going with the flow of nature. If you do something similar to others, others will very easily replace you. To gain economic benefits, you need to provide things that society needs, but are not easily found. Therefore, whatever you do, focus on the work itself, not on making money first. Focusing on the work itself is also a clear characteristic of artistic creation, whether it is a startup, physical training, or romance and friendship. The meaning of life lies in focusing on the process of experiencing and enjoying the present. The miracle is that when you focus on the work itself, you can actually do it better. Even in making money, you can become the one who earns the most. Naval says that the year he created the most assets was actually the year he put in the least effort and cared the least about the future. He did almost everything just because he found it interesting. This allowed him to spend time on the projects he found most valuable. Because he only cared about the process, he achieved the best results. Previously, we talked about the three types of leverage: labor, capital, and products with zero marginal cost of replication. If you use labor as leverage, This requires very high management skills. If you use capital as leverage, it requires high social reputation. Otherwise, it'll be very difficult to raise capital. For ordinary people, the type of leverage to consider most carefully is products with zero marginal cost of replication. This includes books, media, movies, and source code. If you can program and write software, that is Bill Gates-style leverage. If you like the internet, you can create a personal media account. Thanks to the internet, as long as you are the best in your field and can expand the scale of the special content you provide, then even if your hobby is very niche, you can still grow. Previously, people divided humans into two types, the educated and the uneducated, or divided into manual labor and intellectual labor, or the rich and the poor. However, according to Naval, he divides humans into two types, those who know how to use asset leverage and those who don't know how to use asset leverage. People with leverage, even if they don't work, still have income sources thanks to things that support them in making money. Conversely, people without leverage, if they don't work, will have no income. He emphasizes that if you have specific knowledge, accountability, and know how to utilize leverage, the financial rewards that society brings will be commensurate with your value. At that time, you will save a lot of time and become extremely efficient. You don't need to attend meetings just to show off, nor do you need to try hard to work just to be recognized. Instead, you just need to focus on work that has real value. The biggest problem when working for others is that you are selling your time. You desire to receive more money, so you have to try to prove that your time has value. Why do office politics appear in many companies or hidden struggles? That is because everyone strives to prove their own value. However, proving you are valuable and doing a good job are sometimes completely unrelated. Why did people like Steve Jobs, after retiring, still manage to come up with products like the iPod or iPhone? That is because he didn't need to prove anything to anyone, but only focused on solving problems, thereby putting himself into a positive cycle. When you find leverage, you will enter a positive cycle like that. Conversely, if you don't find it, you easily fall into a negative cycle. How to achieve the leverage effect? Naval believes two skills are very important: the ability to sell and the ability to build. People with strong building capabilities like CTOs, programmers, or those who create products can all create value. People with strong sales capabilities like marketers, live streamers, or speakers all have the ability to push products to the market. If you possess both of these skills, you can become a CEO. Even if not a CEO, just one of the two skills is enough to help you achieve some leverage. Naval advises us to earn money with our minds, not with our time. There are people who earn a lot of money with time, like dentists, lawyers, or soccer players. However, many wealthy athletes are not rich for life just by playing, but also thanks to knowing how to manage finances, like Shaquille O'Neal and LeBron James. They use the money earned to invest in companies. For example, O'Neal was a Google shareholder from the angel investment stage. Naval also emphasizes, don't break the law. Many people want to get rich quickly and are willing to violate the law, but once you fall into imprisonment, all previous efforts can become useless. Therefore, you need to patiently advance step by step. Even if 99% of efforts might be wasted, we must persevere and wait for the opportunity to come. Another important ability is judgment. Naval explains that CEOs are expensive because of their judgment. A CEO with judgment slightly better than others can create a huge difference. Suppose two companies both manage assets of $10 billion. If the CEO of this company is better than the CEO of the other company by just 10%, then with a scale of $10 billion, the difference will be equivalent to $1 billion. Therefore, a CEO receiving a salary of millions of dollars each year is completely reasonable. This is very normal because if their judgment is just a little worse, a business worth hundreds of billions of dollars could lose hundreds of millions of dollars. This is why judgment makes us more valuable. And that is also the way to earn money with your mind. You need to set an hourly value rate for yourself. When he had not yet succeeded in his career and didn't have much money, He set for himself a rate for each hour of work at $5,000. If he spent an hour doing something and felt that it didn't bring at least $5,000, he would not do it. Instead, he was willing to hire someone else or delegate it to others to do. Each of us should set for ourselves an hourly value rate to focus on tasks that have a greater impact and have the potential to bring higher progressive efficiency. When finding asset leverage. So how to amplify the leverage effect? How to choose an industry to implement asset leverage? When first entering an industry, you should consider 3 big questions. 1, where will you live? 2, who will you live with? 3, what job will you do? These 3 questions have a huge influence on a person's life. Therefore, you need to resolve them. For example, choosing a city to live in. Should you choose the South or the North? A political center or an economic center? A big city or a small city?
You need to think about this question because it relates a lot to your values and outlook on life. Regarding retirement, Naval offers a unique definition. He says, the retirement is when you no longer have to sacrifice the present to achieve an imaginary future. When you can live in the present and fully enjoy every day, that is the state of retirement. Sacrificing the present means you are working just for money without feeling interested. Still wanting to do this job at 100 years old? That is the state of retirement. Do not confuse retirement with resting, not needing to work or learn. If you feel that your work does not bring suffering or pressure, but you truly love it, then you have reached the state of retirement. Warren Buffett goes to work every day with joy like tap dancing. He says he doesn't feel like he is working, just simply happily participating in the investment game. Even after 90 years old, he continues to work. Outsiders may look at him and think he is working very hard, but in reality, he has reached the retirement state that Naval talks about. How much money do you need to earn to feel secure? Naval also has his own view on this. After succeeding, should you continue starting businesses? Naval says that he doesn't worry about money, but is also very careful with greed. You can own assets and have a leisurely life, but do not exaggerate your desires too much. Naval emphasizes not to rush to upgrade your lifestyle. Many people succeed in startups but still feel a sense of lack because they start expanding to bigger offices, buying more luxurious houses, even chartering yachts or private jets. When a person's lifestyle upgrades too quickly, they will always feel like a poor person and never earning enough. Naval encourages a minimalist lifestyle. He says that one should not participate in useless social relationships. Being a nobody who knows Bill Gates is almost useless to you. Instead, you should strive to create something that makes Bill Gates look for you. Having to call and ask who made that thing, help me find that person. When you can create something interesting and valuable, and your ability will attract others to want to connect with you, only then is that relationship truly valuable. Naval's concept of happiness. We talked about assets, now let's talk about Naval's view on happiness. This is also very inspiring. As mentioned earlier, Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching has a profound influence on Naval. He says that happiness is a state that doesn't need effort to achieve. All troubles stem from desire. As long as you have desire, trouble will appear. According to Naval, a life without a sense of lack is happiness. Sometimes we very easily judge that this person is good, that person is bad. But if we always use good and evil to evaluate everything, this will cause great harm to ourselves. The world does not change for us, but we can change our view of the world. A common mistake is thinking that if we just achieve something, life will be fulfilled. But after many years of living, is our mind truly at peace after achieving those things? Or do we continue to desire something else? Therefore, never think that achieving something will bring satisfaction. The most important thing is the present moment. If you want peace, live peacefully right in this moment. Finally, remember that specific knowledge cannot be taught, but it can be learned. I sincerely hope that everyone will live the life they desire. Thank you for watching today's content.
If you feel my content is valuable, don't forget to share with friends and family. Please follow me to learn more about the secrets of money. Goodbye, and see you.